Now, Sierra Leone has had a turbulent weekend after the Vice President Samuel Sam Sumana went into hiding when his residence was surrounded by soldiers and his bodyguards removed. He then said he was seeking asylum in the American embassy, prompting fears over the stability of the country. Now, just before we came on air, we heard that he has safely returned to his official residence in Freetown. Well, let's get the latest on this unfolding story from our reporter, Umaru Fofana, who's in Freetown. Umaru, so the Vice President has returned home. What are we hearing from government?
Hi, Sophie. Well, yes, indeed, he has returned to his hilltop residence in the west end of Freetown. And as I speak to you now, he's holding a meeting with a delegation from the All Political Parties Association. This is a group of the country's 10 registered political parties. We are not sure what the delegation has told me that they are meeting with the president with a view to resolving the apparent impasse between himself and his boss, the president. When they were meeting with a delegation earlier, their delegation head, Solomon Berewa, the country's former vice president, said that in fact, the vice president said to them that he had an irreconcilable or unworkable relationship with his boss, the president. So we are waiting to hear what comes after that meeting, but yes, he's back home right now.
Right, so, but what happened? What led us to this situation where he had to, go into hiding and then try and seek asylum at the U.S. Embassy?
Well, some 10 days ago, the vice president was expelled from the ruling All People's Congress Party on allegations, they said, bordered on what they called anti-party activities. And following that, there were moves, clearly, that the vice president was no longer wanted in his position. There was gestures made to him to resign. And in fact, there was a delegation sent to him, and they are saying that he had agreed to resign pending certain conditions that he wanted met. Now, once he had been expelled from the ruling party, and this happened, we must say, at the time when he was serving a 21-day Ebola quarantine following the death of one of his bodyguards, it became clear that his position was no longer tenable. Now, he, at some point on Saturday, said that armed soldiers went to his residence. He wasn't sure why, but that he had had a tip-off that they were coming. So he left his residence together with his wife and took shelter somewhere. He called the U.S. Embassy and applied for asylum. Apparently, the asylum was not granted, because the United States State Department said that they wanted the matter resolved amongst the authorities in Sierra Leone, respecting procedures and law and order. And he couldn't apparently continue being in hiding. He has returned to his house. He had said that his precondition for return to his house would be returning his 26 armed bodyguards who were taken away on Saturday during that raid. We are not sure whether those guards have been returned to him. I have not been able to get through to him in the last half an hour since he returned to his house and went into that meeting.
All right, some pretty dramatic events there. Umaru Fofana in Freetown, thank you.